It's like a real-life game. Meanwhile, the woman reporter storms into the top city's headquarters, ready to interview the pharmaceutical company that was recently acquired. They used to focus on medicine, and now they pivot to military drugs. What a career choice. The reporter is scratching her head. Did the pharma exec suddenly say, "Forget healing, let's create weapons"? But when she asked the tough questions, the guy looked confused and scapegoated to the restroom. She pounced after him like a cheetah. What is RD4895? If you can keep a little secret, that would be awesome. There's no ultimate user. RD4895's info has not reached the ultimate user. What if there is? Faced with rapid questions, the man panicked, stammering, "I don't know what you mean." The reporter, knowing truth was out of reach, left her contact and retreated. Just then, after the reporter got into her ride, a black SUV zoomed up behind her like something out of a movie. Chris in the back seat is capturing it all on camera. What a thrill. Chris texted her, warning her to take a break from the investigation because she was stepping on some toes. Be careful out there. Pharma head Mike was torn, but ultimately decided to spill all the details on RD4895. She uploaded all the files onto a USB drive and called the reporter. They arranged to meet tonight, and Mike promised to hand over everything about RD4800. While Mike was copying files, the security chief caught him and urgently reported to Horn, who quickly marched out of the building with the whole crew. Chris watched from outside and promptly followed suit, making this a real chase scene. Jack revealed to the reporter that RD4895 is a drug capable of generating non-combat memories through brainwaves. Total game changer. But as soon as the animal trials were over, Horn shut the project down, leaving everyone scratching their heads. Suddenly, the reporter spotted a mysterious guy heading their way. Realizing something was off, she yanked Jack and bolted for the exit, but an assassin was hot on their heels. The reporter couldn't afford to stop and kept running. Just when she thought she was caught, she pulled out her gun and shot back. Total surprise attack on the. She burst out just as another assassin appears. Talk about high tension. At that moment, Chris jumped in, swiftly ushering the reporter away. They ducked into a quiet alley where she spilled the beans about. Horn halted the project to steal results for SEALs. Some members developed brain tumors. To hide the truth, he spread false intel, allowing Chris' team to Syria to wipe them out. Luckily, Chris escaped. Then they sent assassins after Chris, even targeting his family. Finally, everything came to light, and Chris was set on getting to the bottom. The reporter detailed how Horn embezzled $100 million from the company to create multiple shell companies. Chris immediately connected the dots. The shares of these shell firms are the bounty for killing SEALs. Trace the shareholders to expose the hidden masterminds. Chris pulled out his hit list, keen to know the shareholders, but the reporter didn't want to drag him into the revenge spiral. She promised to bring the bad guys to justice, but Chris was short on patience. He noticed a glimmer of a clue in her. He found the USB in the reporter's bag directly. The moment had come. She still tried to stop him, but he vowed not to let the killer of his family escape. Chris vowed to send those people straight to hell on his own terms, then left the scene, calling Brand on the way back. He asked Brand to find everyone related to the USB, but Brand was annoyed yet agreed. Next morning, Brand had results. All the names of those Chris had iced were on the list. It was downright shocking. The general and commanding officers appeared on the list, clearly like Horn, hiding behind the curtains pulling the strings. After all this, Chris could hardly believe the outcome. Without thinking twice, he quickly jotted down a shopping list for Mary to gear up. Mary was taken aback, urging Chris to calm down and figure out what had happened first, but Chris was not in the mood. This is men's extremism vs women's reason. If I were you, I'd act, not hesitate. After gathering all the gear, Chris started crafting bombs, and his experience from the special forces made it a walk in the park. Not long after, he had prepared an entire truck filled with bombs and made his way to the foot of the target building with the FBI agents and that female reporter also arriving. Horn strolled out under a heavy guard, and reporters swarmed him like bees. Meanwhile, Murray used her car to block the road, definitely protecting her own. The FBI also felt that the situation was amiss and hurriedly went to investigate. only to fall straight into Mary's cunning trap. At that very moment, as Horn was preparing to get into his car, the female reporter suddenly launched an attack, thoroughly disrupting Chris' carefully laid plan. In the car right next to them, Chris was fully armed and prepared, ready to launch a sweeping and overwhelming attack. With a deafening bang, Horn was severely injured and covered in blood, and Chris promptly initiated a surprise assault. He took down all the bodyguards, leaving the remaining ones utterly powerless and forcing them to flee in panic. Before the police arrived at the scene, he swiftly left the area and made a call to Mary, arranging to meet her in 20 minutes. After that, he randomly found a car, stepped on the accelerator, and sped off, with police cars chasing closely behind him. I turned the lights off. If anyone dies, they might come looking for me, Chris told his mother-in-law. You have to do what you must do, Jim. In the days that followed, Chris was relentlessly chased by the police. He had planned to rear out, but unexpectedly ended up being completely surrounded. Amidst the intense blaze, with flames shooting out in all directions, Chris swiftly and deftly made his escape. He managed to find an utterly unexpected hiding spot as he sprinted with all his might toward a nearby fire station. After carefully tending to his wounds and ensuring he was in a somewhat better condition, he pressed even deeper into the dense woods to launch a determined counterattack. As Chris prepared himself for shooting, the sight of the soldiers brought back memories of his time as a sniper in Syria, evoking a wave of emotions in his heart. Retired, he couldn't forget his comrades in arms. He hesitated, then holstered his weapon. The special forces closed in, tracing Chris, closing in fast. Yet, when they reached the summit, they found nothing. A soldier discovered a bullet resting on a rock, hinting at something ominous. What does this mean? The soldiers began to panic, clearly underestimating Chris' skills. So Chris planned to escape from the least expected route, but during climbing, he accidentally fell a minor drop, thankfully. Chris, unhurt, used the night to turn on his radio, monitored Command Special Forces talks, and discovered their plan. Suddenly, it rained. Thermal imaging failed. Command ordered retreat. Chris sighed in relief in the dark. Chris truly felt lucky as things turned in his favor. Keep following the drama, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button.